Hi Sagittarius, this is going to be a general tarot reading for your sign between the week of the 22nd to the 28th of September. Let's begin. Okay, so your pre-week energy here, starting before the week begins. You've been feeling like you need to protect yourself from opposing forces. You're in this energy of trying to guard yourself, trying to stop things and people from disturbing your peace. You're in this energy of like really on the lookout for like situations that might present themselves to you, new things, new people. Even when you're just like walking down the street and you notice people, you're just kind of really in defensive, in a defensive position. You've come to this sort of energy, this sort of way of being from having a deep sort of self-expression within you of how you feel about things in your life in general. You feel like you give too much to people, and you're kind of like defending yourself now, defending your energy from people in general. You've decided that you're no longer going to no longer going to engage in negative people and people that have bad energy, people that give you bad vibes, people that even smell funny. People that smell funny, you don't like the way some people smell, and that puts you off. But even the way that they smell, if they smell funny, you're no longer going to entertain their energy. You're no longer going to entertain them. With yourself, like you're no longer being like this sort of jester where like people come to you for advice, people come to you for knowledge, and you're the one giving it to them like a fool, is what I'm hearing. They consider you to be some kind of fool that you would give them this advice. But you're seeing them differently. That's the way they view you. You see them differently. You see them as people that oppose you. They're people that like they present a challenge because they oppose you. You feel like you need to protect yourself from these people, and that's kind of why you entertain them in a way, because you're kind of letting them know that I know you're opposing me, but they know it from the get-go what you're doing, like as you've been but they play along, and they're sort of like feeding off your energy here. They feed off when you're in this sort of protective. It doesn't allow you to it doesn't allow you to guard your energy. It doesn't allow you to, it's counterintuitive, but it doesn't allow you to, maybe you feel like it's the opposite. Yeah, you feel like the opposite here. The more you're like this with your guard up, the more you're leaking away your energy, the more things are moving slow in your life, the more things are not happening the way you'd like. And when you're around people, they drain you, they make you feel a certain way, they make you feel tired. Make you feel really tired when after you've spoken to them, after you've hung about with them, and you're like in this sort of guard where you're trying to, if someone like that tries to talk to you, you're trying to shut it down straight away. You're trying to end the conversation. You're trying to use words to escape the conversation. You're communicating very clearly with people. That there's no room for like interpretation. There's no room for asking questions. It's just straight. If you have a question, here's your answer. Bye bye. Because you're protecting your energy. You've got a very clear mind about this. But the problem here with it is the more you're like this, the more you're blocking yourself. And you're realizing this here pre-week. The universe is passing its universal laws on you. It's asking you to look at yourself and look at yourself very deeply and look at what it is that you want from life, what you want from yourself, not from what you want from life, but what do you want from yourself. I think we always ask the question of what do we want from life, but we never ask the question of what do we want from ourselves. And what do you want from yourself here is you're being asked, and you're being asked what you want in regards to looking at yourself fairly with justice, with truth, looking at yourself, from a place of truth and fairness of what it is that is just for you, what is your justice, what is it that you want from yourself. And I'm seeing here what you want from yourself is this sort of fairy tale life. You want some sort of fairy tale life where you're able to be nurtured, where you're able to be very prosperous. You be very nurtured and you get prosperous from being nurtured. Like you want to be looked after by the universe. It's not by somebody, it's by the universe. You want to be looked after by the universe here. The spirits, your spirit guides, you want to be looked after and nourished, you and become prosperous. But justice is asking you, balance your karma, balance yourself. Like, don't see, when you're like this, you're inviting negative karma in because you're leaking your energy. I don't know if you heard that, but that's a confirmation. There was a little knock. I don't know if you heard it. But you're being asked not to be like this anymore. When you're like this, your energy leaks, and your energy it's not a little leak. It's like a big, burst of energy that's leaking out everywhere. Your energy is really leaking. You've got a lot of holes in your aura, a lot of holes in your energy field. And these people, they see this. It's like they smell the scent of your energy and they're drawn to you. When you're out on the street, you might be wondering how the hell you keep meeting these people. That's how you say it to yourself. How the hell, you kind of like shouting in your mind, how the hell do I keep meeting these people? I'm just out there minding my business. It's because your energy is full of holes. You're constantly feeling like you need to protect yourself, feeling like you need to, like there's challenges, there's people challenging you left, right, center, and that's causing the holes in your energy because you're so focused all around you that you have no time to heal, you have no time to recover, you have no time to allow your energy to move around within you. Your energy is just fixated on certain points. And it's like, like when you have a wall, I'm seeing like a medieval wall where they have like arches on the top. Like you don't have all the arches going around. Like I'm seeing like a circular city. Your energy is almost representative of like a big city with like a castle with walls going all around it. I'm seeing the city from the Lord of the Rings now. The White City, the Minas Tirith. Like it looks similar. Like there's like it's circular, but your one is completely circular. It's in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing around, so there's no mountains or nothing. It's just a complete circle, and the walls are all going around, but the arches, they're not in all around the wall. They're in specific points, and that's causing too much energy at one point. And that too much energy is getting confused, because they can't move, they can't fire the arrows because there's too many people, they can't see where they're aiming. And then the other points where it's unguarded on your wall, which is representative of your energy, is where these people are attacking from. And they've been attacking for quite a while now. Few months to a few years they've been attacking. How many years? 6-7 years in total. You've been kind of noticing situations like this in your life where you're like, how can I not get away from people like this? Why do I keep meeting people like this? Like you used to live a lot more happier before then. But you don't realize is that you had some sort of situation with somebody and then you started being on guard. That person damaged you. They hurt you, sorry, not damaged you. They hurt you. They hurt your heart, which hurt your energy. And because of that, you stayed on guard, and you've been on guard ever since. Like I'm seeing like the Night Watch from Game of Thrones. Like you're on the Night Watch. Like you're like on guard, like watching out from over the walls. And that's almost representative here as well. Like he's on top of the hill, and they're coming from below. You feel like these people blow you, like they give you low blows, like they do underhanded tactics to gain an upper hand on you. But they're drawn to your energy. It's like they're drawn to the center of your energy, and they are people that have a lot less energy than you. That's why they're drawn to you, and that's why you view them as people that are using underhanded tactics, because they can't come at you like one on one. Like they have to use underhanded tactics. They're like leeches. They're leeches. Like a leech will never come up to your face and be like, "Oh man, can I suck your blood?" Like they hide in the water, and as you go through the water, they latch onto your skin. And that's kind of like what these people are representative of. And you're being asked here from a place of truth, from a place of fitness. What do you want from yourself? Is this really what you want? Like to be living life like this, or do you want to live a fairy tale life? Do you want to be nurtured and prosperous? Like, do you want to live life freely? Do you want to live life happy? Do you want to have everything you desire and not have to worry about, what's next? Like here, the Queen of Pentacles, she's crowned as royalty here, because she's true and pure to herself, regardless of the situation. She almost gets executed, but she gets saved. But she's very, at this point, she's very loved by her community. She has a whole community. She's very loved. She's a leader basically at this point, and she teaches people. She's now married to the king, who she fell in love with. she fell in love with the king, and it's kind of almost showing me what your dream life involves. You having like a community, you being like the king or queen in your situation. I see you're more of a you have more of a feminine energy, whether you're a man or woman or anything in between. You have more of a feminine energy. You're very pure of heart. Like you follow what you really believe, and you believe it strongly. Your only pitfall here is you jump to conclusions. And like you're patient with other people, you're just not patient within yourself. And that's what's causing the holes, because you're not patient with yourself. You see somebody straight away and you're like, oh, well, I need to defend myself straight away. Off the bat, I don't know what they're going to do. And that's not allowing your energy to heal, like, because you have to go outside, you have to live your life. So it's like every day, like you're constantly in this mode, you can't escape it. But you're being asked by the universe. The universe is passing its universal laws on you, asking you to balance your karma, balance yourself. Because I see here, by you being in this energy of, defending yourself at the top of the hill, like you're in this sort of energy of allowing more bad karma. You're accumulating more bad karma because you're in this mindset of defending yourself, of fighting. You're constantly fighting within your mind. And that is putting you in a space where more bad karma is happening to you. People might be, you might do something to somebody as a byproduct of you defending yourself, but you might not necessarily have to defend yourself. You might be causing a situation where you have to defend. Oh yeah, that's what you're doing. You're causing situations where you have to defend yourself. So somebody might just come into your life, but you misinterpret them as somebody attacking you, and you cause a situation where you then need to defend yourself from this person. And then you convince yourself that you need to keep on defending yourself all the time. But again, it's inviting bad karma into your life. It's stopping the good karma coming in for you. It's stopping this dream life of yours from manifesting. But prior to the week beginning, I see you feeling more confident within yourself. You're making some sort of big discovery as the universe is passing its universal laws on you. You're making a huge discovery within yourself about your future. What are you doing is kind of what I'm getting here. Like you're really like, what have I been doing? Like it's like you're like in survival mode. Like you've put yourself in survival mode for no reason for a few years now. and without realizing it, it's been very subtle. Like it's been like one thing after the other, and situations kept coming in, and you kept protecting yourself. Um, you feel like your voice was dimmed quite a lot. Like the way you expressed yourself within yourself was dimmed quite a lot. You stopped expressing yourself to yourself about how you felt. You just knew straight away you had to defend. Like you were proper in survival. You didn't heal from whatever. Was it a heart? No, it wasn't a heartbreak. What was it that hurt you before? It was a friend. That friend hurt you before, and you just stopped trusting people, and they kind of took something from you. They took your time and energy, and you felt quite betrayed by that friend. And then you're like, I need to guard myself because people out here are, using and abusing me. But as the week begins, you're going to celebrate. You're going to feel more harmonious within yourself. I feel like you are taking, the universal laws being passed on you, and you are really doing some introspection, looking within yourself about what you've been doing this whole time. Not from a place of like condescendence or like anything like that, but from a place of love. Like you're looking at yourself and saying, I don't choose to be like this sort of person. I'm not choosing to be this person anymore. This person where, they're just on the front line all the time, fighting wars, for no reason. Like there's nothing to fight about. If you had there's no reason at all to fight. It's just I just need to fight. And you're like, this is stopping me from my dream life. This is stopping me from truly being nurtured and prosperous. And you're deciding here, you're making a very decisive decision before the week begins. As you're making these discoveries from a place of confidence, you're making decisions about your future. You're like, I don't want to live like this anymore. And at the beginning of the week, you're celebrating very strongly here. You're having like a homecoming within yourself. You've not been like I'm feeling your energy. Like you've not been within your own energy, like properly within your own energy for a long time. Like you've been like almost like somebody else. You might even say to yourself, I might be possessed or something. You think someone's done something to you. It's not. It's just you. You've been inviting bad stuff into your life by being in this energy of constantly defending, constantly fighting, feeling like you need to constantly fight, feeling like you need to constantly defend yourself from all people, because all people are challengers and they're trying to challenge you and they're trying to oppose you in some kind of way, and you need to defend yourself. Yeah. But you're letting that go. You're letting that go. Literally, you're letting it go. You're letting go of disappointment. You're letting go of abandonment. You're letting go of things that really let you down. Things and this is not people. This is internally. Like this whole, you've built, like you stacked all of these cups with these like cups of hatred is what I'm seeing. Like you've stacked up all this hatred within you, and you're kind of like, I'm not doing that. That's not me. And you're walking away from it. It's very emotional for you. Like you don't realize it, but you feel disconnected from your emotions as you're going through this. But you're going through this nonetheless. You're like, it's not emotional. It's like I'm done. I'm like, there's nothing to think about here. Like I'm walking away from it. You're letting it go. I think you need to listen to that song by Craig David, Walking Away. That'd be a good song for you at the beginning of this week, or before even the week begins. The weekend before. It would be good for you to kind of embrace letting go of what's not true for you, letting go of things that have disappointed you, ways that you've been that disappointed you, that ways that have left you feeling abandoned from the universe, from feeling nurtured and prosperous. Like you're leaving that abandonment behind, that I'm out here by myself and I need to defend myself. Spiritually you are being looked after here, but you just don't realize it because you're so focused on defending yourself at the moment. But you are realizing this at the beginning of the week. You're like, it is me. Like I've been the one pushing things away by allowing negative energy within my life, by being in this sort of negative way of being. It's more than a mindset. It's like it's incorporated your whole being, and it's been like almost autopilot. Like you just autopiloted on it without realizing. But you have the clarity before the week even begins about what the hell is going on, and this clarity has come from the spirits, like the spiritual realm. It's come from spirits, your ancestors. Your ancestors are watching out for you in this time. They brought it to your attention that you need to think more clearly, that you need to think about what's going on in your life. You've probably had like these epiphanies, like what the hell is going on in my life? And you just randomly, while you're walking down the street, like just thinking about, you're thinking like, what am I thinking about today? Like, why am I thinking like this? Like, you've had random epiphanies, but they've not been random. They're from your ancestors. It's your confirmation that this reading is for you. Midweek, you're deciding to embrace nature, your nature more, embrace yourself. You're deciding to feel nurtured. You're deciding to feel nurtured by the universe. And this is very important for you, to feel like you are being nurtured. You're more in your feminine energy as well as you do this. You're going to be looking more beautiful as you decide to believe that you are being nurtured. And this is going to shift everything for you. It's going to shift everything towards the way you want things to be. Because you've been feeling like you need to defend yourself, you need to defend your energy, it's put you into an energy of, it's not even an energy, it's put you into a way of being of, blocking things from coming into your life that are good. You can't see them because they're all blended in with the crowd. But by you believing that you are being nurtured at this time, you're gonna see your energy actually being nurtured. You're going to be very connected to the spiritual realm midweek as you do this. You're gonna do this from a place of, it's going to be like an epiphany. You're having a lot of epiphanies. You're a very thoughtful person, is what I'm getting. You're very thoughtful. You consider a lot of options. You consider all the options of any situation that you get into, and you're kind of like reclaiming yourself here very powerfully. Maybe I think you need to spend some time in nature as well. I'm seeing like a field that's almost been scorched by the sun. Not scorched, but like, where the grass is still yellow. Maybe that's somewhere near you where the grass is yellow. Maybe it's like wheat or something like that. I don't know, like where it's like the grass is wheaty colored. And you need to kind of go there for a little bit and just relax. There's like a bench there or something, somewhere you can sit down. It's going to be good for you to be in nature. You're going to feel more abundant by being in nature. You're going to be more connected to your own nature, and as well as to the spiritual realm, to your ancestors, to spirits in general. You're going to be more connected to your spiritual side. And that's going to allow you to have this sort of epiphany of that you need to believe that you are being nurtured. Because you are being nurtured. You've kind of, for the last few years, you've forgotten that you are being nurtured. That's why life started changing for worse. Before then, you used to believe that you were being nurtured. You were being led somewhere. You used to believe that very strongly, you are being led somewhere. Then after that situation happened, you stopped believing that. And again, that happened as an autopilot. It wasn't like a conscious decision you made. It was like to protect your energy. But you've been in that position for a very long time. Because, the leeches, they were drawn to you. They were drawn to your energy because your energy was leaking off the bat. But I'm hearing you've gained a lot of enlightenment and wisdom by being like this. Like you would, moving forward, these situations are not going to faze you. They're not going to affect you the way that they have. Yeah, you're moving away from poverty. You're no longer going to be feeling perverse within your own energy. You're not going to be feeling isolated from the universe anymore. You're no longer going to be feeling like you're at a loss of why things are not working out. You're going to see an increase in your creativity. You're going to see an increase in your courage. you're going to see an increase in your generosity towards yourself and with other people. You're going to be more generous towards people. You're going to see a lot of growth moving forwards by changing your mindset, changing the way you believe. Not even your mindset, but the way you believe you are and what's happening for you. You're going to see massive growth from this. You're going to see a lot of growth, and you're going to be protected as you embark on this endeavor, and you're going to be very lucky and happy. You're going to be feeling a lot more joy, way more than you currently are. I feel like the courage is not coming from you. I feel like the courage is coming from your experience in this situation, like being like this for however long it's been. It's kind of made this position for you within your own self of able to address yourself from a place of courage, able to self-express yourself from a place of courage. I feel like you shy away from your own feelings, and that's what kind of led you to be on autopilot for all these years, that you weren't able to sort of express yourself. But now you have the courage to do so. Moving forward, you will have courage to do so. If anything arises like this in the future that might put you in an autopilot mode again within your own self, you're going to have courage to address it straight away, because you're going to be a lot more stronger. Basically, you are stronger now at this point. Moving into the weekend between Friday and Sunday, something's happening here. You're being cunning about something. You're being cunning about something that has got something to do with hard work. Like, you've been very productive towards something. But you see there's a lot of chaos within it. This is in regards to your finances. So as you're going through this deep sort of realization during the week, on the weekend, it sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Begins with P. It peaks. Pinnacle. I was going to say pinnacle, but it's the pinnacle of the situation. Interesting. You've been working really hard on your finances. You've been being very productive, being very practical, being very honest as well in regards to making something happen within your life. But you're realizing that this thing, whatever it was, it's a lot of chaos. There's a lot of, opposition, a lot of conflict. It's causing a lot of conflict within your life. And you're deciding, oddly enough, really odd, to daydream. And this is coming from you when you're in this energy of deciding to feel like you're nurtured. As you'll go, maybe there's something happening over the weekend where it's even more conflict, like there's something actually happening, like in front of you. I don't feel like you're a part of it. I feel like it's a part of your workspace. Something's happening, some sort of conflict, and you're noticing something going on, and you're deciding to daydream. You're deciding to tap into your spirituality. You're deciding to tap into your psychic gifts, because you realize now very deeply that when you believe you're being nurtured, you will actually be nurtured. As opposed to when you're always defending yourself, you're always going to have to defend yourself. You are what you believe you are. I'm hearing that song. I don't know who it's by. You are what you say you are, a superstar, and have no fear. That song, I don't know who sings it. Who sings that song? The lights are on. I haven't heard that song in ages. But whatever that song is, you are who you say you are, a superstar. Google it, you'll find it. But I'm hearing that song, and you're kind of believing this, like in this time period, that you are who you say you are who you think you are. If you're being nurtured, for you in particular, you are. You need to think that you are being nurtured, and you will be nurtured. You want to be nurtured here. It's very odd for me because I don't know where it's leading to. Let's see where it's leading to. Um, because you're daydreaming. As this is going on, you're like drifting off into a daydream. Oh wow, that's beautiful. So by you being like this, you're almost like taking spontaneous action. You're deciding to believe very strongly. Like this job that you're currently at, is it a business? It's not a business. Is it a business? It could be a business that um, you're co-partners with somebody. It could be a job. It could be career. Pardon me. But whatever it is, um, you're deciding to. It's a dead end. You kind of know it's a dead end. I don't know if you know this prior to the week. No, you're realizing it when this situation happens. This is why you're being cunning. This is you. This is you being cunning. You're deciding to daydream. This is you being cunning. This is you outsmarting the lies that you see before you. Maybe even promised a lot in this job or this career or this business. Maybe you've been deceived. Your time's been deceived. Like you've put in a lot of work. I can see you've put in a lot of hard work. You've put in a lot of productivity, a lot of, and you've been very practical and honest. You've put in a lot of work here, but you've been deceived in some kind of way. You've been betrayed. They've been lying to you, and you're being cunning here. And it's odd for me because it's like something's happening. You already know there's a lot of conflict in this place. You're having a after you have that deep realization midweek. You're realizing that there is a lot of conflict within this place, a lot of chaos. But I feel like there's something else happening here. Like an actual situation that's happening where there's a conflict, people are arguing, and during this argument you're not involved at all. You're just watching like a bystander, and you're just drifting off into a daydream, and you're tapping into your psychic gifts, you're tapping into your spirituality by daydreaming and realizing that I am being nurtured. You need to tell yourself more and daydream about you being nurtured. I feel like you need to daydream more. That's going to help your intuition, help you connect more to your intuition. You daydreaming, yeah, I said it. Daydreaming is not bad. You need to daydream that things are working for you. You're being nurtured, not just not anything else, but just you're being nurtured. You are being nurtured by the universe is what you need to daydream about. However that plays out in your mind, but that's connecting you to your psychic gifts. And as you do so, your intuition's going to really become very powerful. And it's happening this weekend. It's happening. I don't know how long. I'm hearing a few hours, but your intuition's going to really connect to you. Your intuition's going to really pulsate. It's going to pulse. You're going to feel. You might feel something here like twitching. But you're deciding to believe in yourself again. You haven't believed in yourself like this since you were a kid. And you're believing in yourself. And you're doing this from a place of purity. You're not doing this from a place of ego. You're not doing this from a place of condescent and nothing. You're doing this from a place of purity. And you know that this job is coming to an end soon, in one way or another. There's too much chaos. There's too much conflict. There's too much disagreements with people. The energy's bad. This is it's sort of manifested it in the past when you were in this energy of constantly trying to protect yourself. This place is the kind of place where you go to where you constantly protect yourself. And if you're that type of person, not the work itself, but the environment. And you know it's a dead end by after you go through this week, and you're choosing to believe yourself, even though you can't see a physical way out of it. You're choosing to believe that a way would be out. And oddly enough, in the full story here, when he takes, he's skipping along as he's walking. He's like walking gleefully. He's skipping and walking gleefully. No, he's skipping, and as he's skipping, he knows there's no, that is the cliff's edge. He knows there's nothing after that except for a fall. But he closes his eyes and he believes that he's being looked after. Like he knows he's being, protected. He knows he's being looked after. Maybe you need to make a mantra for yourself about your being nurtured, and just really believe it. Like, don't open your eyes until Oh wow, that's quite deep. Like, don't open your eyes, like your internal eyes, and like when you look at situations and you try to perceive the depth of them from your heart, like you look at situations and you're like, where is this going? Like, and you think about stuff like that. You're being asked not to do that here. You're being asked to just believe that you are moving forwards and believe that you are being nurtured. Because what happens here is he ends up flying. He's skipping, and as he comes to the end here, he skips along and he keeps telling himself, "I'm being looked after. Like I'm going to be okay. I'm being watched over. I'm being looked after." And he just keeps skipping. He keeps skipping, and he starts flying. He's flying, and each step he takes, he's like walking on the air. And there's nothing underneath him, but he doesn't open his eyes until he feels the ground underneath him again. And you need to be like this in this moment of time. You're beginning your journey. Like, you've met the prerequisites of beginning the journey. You just need, this is the last thing that you needed to do before you could begin this journey. It's like you were being equipped with tools that you needed to start the journey, to have a journey where it was your journey, not somebody else's journey. So you weren't caught up. That's why this happened to you in the past, this energy where this person hurt you. You were meant to learn from it, not meant to stay in it, of protecting your energy. But you went too hard with it, and you sort of misunderstood what the lesson was. And you've been in this autopilot for a number of years, and that's what happens on on the journey of life. When when something happens in a chapter of your story, you don't stick to that story and say, "This is me." You know who you are inside of you, and that's what you're choosing to believe in now. You're choosing to believe in who you really are. The fool embraces his nature. He embraces who he is. And he's a happy kid. Like, he loves life. He's always feeling joy, and the people around him give him the name the fool because they don't understand why he's like this. How can he be like this? He must be a fool. And you're being called to be more like the fool here. Believe in who you are, no matter what people say around you, because that's who you are. That's not them. And that way you're going to be led to where you need to go. I feel like you're about to bypass like a lot of barriers. If you can be like this, if you can be like the fool, you're going to bypass a lot of things and almost like get to the next side. It's like you're going to fly over to where the grass is greener, is what I'm seeing. You're going to fly over where you are. I feel like to go where you want to go, you have to go like this and like that and like this, and you have to keep going, and it'll go on for years to even get to an inkling of where you want to go. But if you're able to be like the fool, which I see you can be. I'm going to pull out some outcomes for you in a second to really figure out where you're going to decide. But if you're able to be like the fool here, it's like you're not gonna go through that journey of like that labyrinth, that maze. You're just gonna jump right over and just get into the next stage. And this is going to be intuitively led. It's a new beginning for you. It's a new beginning at your real life. Like, completely different from everything that you've ever experienced. Some things might look similar, but they're not going to be similar at all. Like, people might look similar to someone that you had a friendship with in the past, but they're going to be someone else entirely. Or the other way around, someone that you didn't like and they end up becoming someone that you really like. Like, you're going to be completely different to where you've been. The energy is different, the place is different, and everything is different. You're going to be in a different chapter of your life. One that you've known that you wanted to go to for a long time now, but you just didn't know how to get there. You thought you had to protect your energy, protect yourself to get there. But you're realizing it's not protection, it's belief. Your belief. But your spirituality is very important here. You need to be more connected to your intuition, and the way you do that is through daydreaming. So daydream, I'm getting used to daydream a lot in school. That's why things back when you were younger were a lot better then for you, because you used to daydream and then you stopped doing it because some people told you that daydreaming's bad. without any real explanation as to why it's bad. But it's not. It connects you to your psychic gifts when you daydream. Ooh. Ooh. So your outcome for this week is showing me that regardless of the universe coming in and asking you what you want from yourself, you're deciding to think negatively. You're deciding to feel like you're trapped within this state of being, of having to constantly protect yourself, and getting this sort of dialogue that you're having within you saying, what else can I do? Like, things keep coming at me. What else can I do? And you're allowing yourself to feel trapped. You're allowing yourself to feel imprisoned by your circumstances in life, not realizing that you really have the power. It's stemming from negative thinking. And that's going to cause some sort of tower moment to happen in your life that's going to feel very chaotic. It feels like where you are right now, within yourself, if you keep being like this, like needing to defend yourself, it's quite barren down here. The water's almost run dry. There's no more energy for this to continue the way it has been all this time. It's been a very long time, 7 years. 6-7 years for some of you, or 6 or 7 years for all of you, and the energy can't be sustained any longer. Like, you can't be like this any longer because you don't have the energy inside of you. Energy is all leaking out, and you're having some sort of tower moment here that's going to feel very chaotic. You're going to have some sort of forced change. We're going to have to move. You're going to get fired from your job. Something really bad is going to happen to you. And you're going to feel like you're falling. You're falling from everything that you've accumulated up until this point. Like, you're going to feel like you've fallen. Well, you're going to be feeling like you're falling as this happens. And it's going to cause a lot of pain, a lot of heartbreak, a lot of sorrow. This is your outcome. It's telling me that you're not deciding to look within yourself, even though the universe is coming up to you and really, passing it to universal laws. You're kind of like brushing it off and saying, "Is this my imagination?" Like, maybe you've been getting high, maybe you've been drinking, and you're like, "I wasn't in my right mind." You feel like you're not in your right mind. You feel like it was just a delusion of some kind, that the universe was asking you these questions. Like, you feel like it was you. It was just like, oh, it's just another day, You don't realize how deep this is. So even though these energies are present for you, you seeing this stuff, it's like you're going backwards. You're celebrating yourself for having the realization in the first place. You're deciding to nurture. Oh, you think it's rubbish. That's what it is. You think it's rubbish. You think it's all BS, and you're choosing that. You're saying, no, this is all. It's not realistic. Let me just continue being the way I was, which is representative of the Eight of Swords. Of, you don't realize it, but it's keeping your energy trapped, keeping you trapped. You can't see where you're going. You can't see what's happening. Here, she's chaperoned off. She gets imprisoned for, being too beautiful, and they imprison her, and they take her off basically. And she doesn't have a say because she's just somebody. She's a poor person. She's not royalty. And the king's men, they come and they arrest her, and they do this in the middle of the night, and she has no say in what happens to her. It's like you have no control. You feel like you have no control of what's going on in your life. You feel like it's all BS. That your energy, the way that you're being right now, that I need to defend myself all the time, is realistic, when that is the actual BS. And you're celebrating the fact that you come to the understanding within yourself of, what do you want from yourself, but you're still deciding to put yourself in an energy of like saying, well, this is reality and this is all reality is for me. You're deciding to go back into the hamster wheel voluntarily. And that's causing this tower moment to happen where I don't know what it is, but something bad's going to happen. It could be your job. You might have to move home. I'm hearing landlord. Your landlord might be stressing you out about something rent related, um, or they might just decide that they want to evict you somehow. Something's going to happen here, negative, because of you're deciding to go back into that energy. It's like you're giving it fresh life when there is no more energy to give it. Like the place is all barren. You see, there's no more water. There's no more energy down there. Like it's yes, you go back into it. It can't be sustained, and because it can't be sustained, that tower comes down straight away, and that's going to cause you a lot of pain. You're being called to have a lot more hope, a lot more hope, a lot more faith um, within the universe. You don't believe. You only believe with your eyes, is what I'm hearing. You only believe with your eyes. What you see is what you believe. You don't believe in your heart anymore. You used to when you were a kid, but you don't believe in your heart anymore, and that's what's causing all these problems. You've lost your faith. You've lost hope that your life is within reach. You've lost hope that you're being nurtured because situations keep happening to you that look very similar. You go through saying the same emotions. You keep having to defend yourself. You keep having to protect yourself from people. But you don't realize the full gravity of the situation, that your energy is leaking. There's holes in your energy field with these sort of creatures, these leeches, these vampires. They're drawn to the scent and they come to you, and they that's why it could be someone random on the street, and they're trying to have a fight with you in some kind of way. It's because of this. Like you feel like you need to have your guard up, but you're being called to feel more vulnerable within yourself. You don't need to show your vulnerability to people. You need to feel the vulnerability within you, that you have hope, regardless of how bad it is. There's this one of my favorite lines from a movie is from the Lord of the Rings. This is quite interesting. Maybe you're a Lord of the Rings fan, because this is the second time I've brought it up. But there's a line in the first movie, where I think you do know that. Well, you probably do, given that I've said it twice now. But there's a line in the movie where it's one of my favorite lines in any kind of movie, and it's in the second movie where Frodo's almost given up and he gives the ring to the Nazgul, the ring wraith, and the other guy catches him and he's like falls down and he pulls out his sword, almost trying to kill him. And he's like, "Don't you recognize me, Mr. Frodo?" I'm going to start acting, but I'm going to get to the line. And the line's basically like, they have this sort of conversation. Like, he's like, "Oh, I didn't realize it was you." And he's like, the other guy says to him, like, in those stories, he goes to him, like, so he says something along the lines of, like, in all those great stories, the ones that mattered, they had to go through the hardest situations, but they always had something to fight for. And he was like, "What do we have to fight for?" And he's like, "Hope." So you have to fight for your hope. You know that song by Cheryl Cole, Fight for the love, fight for your love. I don't know what it is. It's something. Fight for your love. Fight for this love. You got to listen to that song, but say, fight for this hope. Fight for your hope. So you got to fight for your hope here. Like, I feel like it very strongly here. You feel very hopeless. I feel your energy right now. Like, you feel like, the hope is gone and you're just out here protecting yourself. Like, you've almost lost yourself here. You're at this point where there's no more energy within you. You've been drained so much and you've been blind to it this whole time. That, this situation that you're currently in, you don't have the energy to sustain it. This is financially related. Whether this is your landlord or it's financial, or your job is financially related, it's going to cause you a lot of pain. You can avoid this situation by choosing hope in yourself, choosing hope that I might be vulnerable, I might be feeling vulnerable by feeling that I have hope. I might be feeling a bit silly that I have hope, But what you don't realize is when you're vulnerable, what you desire comes in for you. When you're not vulnerable within yourself, everything that you don't want, and what you wait, hold on, let me say this a bit different. So when you are not vulnerable within yourself, everything that you everything that you don't want comes in, and what you really want doesn't. It gets blocked off. But when you're vulnerable, you're being authentically yourself. You're being true to yourself, and that allows whatever you desire to come in very quickly, because your energy is not fragmented. Your energy is more aligned, and it allows what you want to come in. And in this case, I see, you obviously want, a whole life change. You want a whole life change, and that whole life change is literally at the door for you. It's like on your doorstep, is what I'm hearing. You just don't realize it because you've almost lost yourself. You're in this state of despair, like by protecting yourself. It's like it's like you're like Frodo when you watch that scene. You can find it on YouTube. It's like he pulls out the ring, and it's like he's not in himself, and he's like almost gives the ring. He's like given up. He's like given up, and it's only because his friend saves him that he has that hope. You need to be your own friend here. You need to be your own friend. You need to give yourself a hug internally. You need to tell yourself, you love yourself. I feel like you've forgotten what it is to love yourself. Like not like from the not surface level, but deep within you. You've forgotten how to love yourself. You hate yourself deep inside because things don't work out the way you want. You see people get ahead in life, and you're left behind. You've got a blockage in your heart chakra. You need to be out in nature. Nature's going to help you. Nature's really going to help you if you get out into nature. Yeah, parks, particularly parks and fields. If you have an opportune moment this week to begin a new journey, it's like the energy is right. It's like you either have a disaster, or you have your fairy tale beginning, your dream life beginning. I'm gonna call it fairy tale. I like the sound of fairy tale more. Like fairy tale is like bigger than a dream life. I think dream life gets thrown around a lot. I think fairy tale is a better word. Like fairy tales are always great, aren't they? I feel like here, I think that might be your title for the video. Either a disaster or a fairy tale, because it is a choice that you have to make here. And your outcome is showing me that you're deciding to go back into the old ways. You're not deciding to take what it is that you're discovering about yourself. And a big thing here, for you to avoid being overwhelmed by this whole thing, this disaster that could potentially happen. To avoid going backwards, to move forwards, you need to show yourself more. You need to follow your heart. You need to follow your heart. You need to really tap into your heart. There's a blockage there, but you really need. I think you need to listen to some singing bowls on YouTube. I can feel your heart chakra, your energy. There's like a massive block here in your heart chakra, really bad. Listen to some singing bowls on YouTube for the heart chakra. Just put your headphones in, lay on your bed and do it. Sit on a chair. I think laying in bed's better for you. If you lay on a bed and listen to like a singing bowl, just specifically for your heart chakra. The metal ones, a metal bowl, I don't. Well, I mean, the glass ones are all right, but the metal one is what the one that you need to listen to. You need to follow your heart, really tap into your heart, and ask your heart which way is the way forward. Which way is the better way, because you between you protecting yourself or you being in this sort of state of nurturing yourself or feeling nurtured, sorry, which one's better? You need to listen to your heart. um like I'm seeing here very strongly, um you need more self-belief. A challenge for you here is your self-belief. It's a challenge for you to follow your heart. It's a challenge for you to follow your heart. You need to follow your heart really strongly here. You need to unlock it. But you're having a lot of issues with your self belief, progress. You're not seeing progress within yourself. It's a challenge for you to feel like you have to establish your strength in every situation you come across. That you have to put your foot down from the get go. Let people know what you're about. Let people know you can't be played with. Let people know that you're protecting yourself. And by being like this, you're kind of not allowing yourself to see the progress you've really made, the wisdom you've gained. Like even in bad situations, where you gain something, you gain wisdom. Trust me, I can tell you, I've been through a lot of bad situations in the past. I gained a lot of wisdom. There was a lot of pain that happened, but it only took me way after. It took me way after to figure out the wisdom that I'd gained from those situations. Um, and you need to expand your mind, expand your belief, expand your what you deem your narrative, because what you deem your narrative right now is not your narrative, but you believe it is, but it's not, and it's affecting your finances. You being like this is a lot because your energy is leaking. You can't go towards what you want. What you want right now is a lot of wealth. You want wealth. You want success. You want happiness. You want gratitude. You want to be grateful for your life. You want to be like, oh, I wake up in the morning, in a nice building. I look out and there's sea views or whatever view, and you want to feel happy about life. You want to feel like you've made it. But by you being in this energy of having to constantly defend yourself, you're taking away from yourself. You're taking your happiness away from yourself. You're taking away your joy, your pleasure for life. You're being asked to be strong. Be strong within yourself. Have strength. Know that you are being led. You're being guided right now. Don't doubt what's coming in for you. Don't question what's coming in for you. These realizations, whatever's happening within your mind prior to the week beginning, is happening for a reason, and at the beginning of the week, midweek, sorry. I mean, it's mostly coming in before the week begins. The realizations. The first half of the week is you just acting upon those realizations, and then the second half, or not the second half, but the first, the first two parts of the week is you acting upon them, and then the last part of the week is you questioning yourself, thinking you're crazy. Again, your heart chakra is really important here. Like you really need to open up that space in your heart chakra. That's going to allow your willpower to come through, allow your determination to shine again. Determination that you are being looked after, you are being nurtured, even when you don't feel like it. You are being nurtured. Your energy is being nurtured. You are being nurtured. Things are going to start happening for you really quickly. Let go of the negativity. Let go of negative thinking patterns. Let go of the fear. Let go of the anxiety. Let go of all of it. New opportunities and ideas are going to present themselves to you. You're going to feel more and more inspired just by letting go. Let inspiration to overtake you. Let inspiration to flood you. Don't view life as a sort of punishment, um, as a thing that's not meant to be celebrated. Like your life is to be celebrated. Your life is to be creative. Life is to have fun. Um, but because of the situations you're currently in and where you're at currently, it feels very strong negative. Like as soon as you let go of the negativity, you're gonna see a massive increase in your growth in all areas, massive increase in your creativity within yourself as well, and how you express yourself to yourself. And you're gonna see a massive increase in your inspiration towards life. And you're gonna have all these new ideas, new opportunities that are just gonna come out like this, you know without you even trying. You're not going to even have to do too much work like to make these things happen. It's more internal work you have to do. You've been doing a lot of external work of like looking at people, protecting yourself from people, protecting yourself from situations. It's all external work, but the work that you need to do in this moment is internal work. It's how you view things. Again, I'm getting very clearly, you need to clear your mind. Express yourself very clearly to yourself, within yourself, um, about what you're doing, about your life, about, if you feel like, after the universe has come in and, passed these universal laws on you, and you've had these discoveries and you've made decisions, and you're kind of going back and you're like, I don't know, this seems a bit BS to me. Go back inside your mind and clear your mind. Clear your mind. Express yourself clearly. Why do you think it is BS? Like, you've been doing this whole thing for this whole time of protecting yourself. Has it brought you anywhere? Have you achieved anything from it? Have you leveled up, or are you still living the same way? You're still the same person. You've kept your integrity through all of it, which is amazing. But you know, um, what has it done for you being like this, being all super protective about everything? You know, but being negative, basically, you've been allowing more negativity. You're gonna realize that by you being, just look at your life in the last 6 7 years and compare it to how your life was before 6 7 years. You're going to see that there was a big difference in your mentality. There was a big difference in how you thought about things, a big difference between your ideas. And that's where your key is here. It's in your mind. The key is in your mind to unlock your future. You have it within you. If you're able to do this, you're going to have a massive breakthrough. You're going to be able to begin this new journey. It's going to be very passionate. You're going to feel very passionate towards it. It's going to be a big wave of change in every way. You can't imagine right now how good it's going to be for you. It's going to be more than you can imagine. And for you, for everyone, is different, right? What you imagined was your best reality, but for you, it's going to be more than you can imagine. Way more than you can. You can't imagine what's coming in for you. Like, it's going to be a life worth talking about, a life worth sharing. When you're older and you're going to be like, oh, I did this when I was young. You're going to be like that kind of person. And you're like, grandpa, or grandma, oh, how did you do that? If you can go through with this week, though, because this is, is make it or break it here. It literally is. It's either you decide to ignore your discovery, your realization about how you've been living, or you have, a disaster happening within you, your big disaster happening within your life, sorry, of something really bad happening. But you can avoid it. I'm doing this reading a bit early, so you're going to get this reading before the week, even before the 22nd. Today is the 19th, so I'm posting it probably today. So you have ample time to prepare for this, because this situation is. So this situation of this big disaster happening is going to happen to you towards the end of the week. I think it's got something to do with it's got something to do with that chaos that's happening in the workspace, that conflict that's happening within the workspace. If you're not able to go within yourself, if you're not able to daydream, and realize that you're being nurtured. You might end up being a part of it, and it's going to really affect you badly. You're going to be the one where you're going to have you're going to have a big problem in your life, basically, because of it. So you can avoid it. You just need to realize that you need to be more kind. You need to be more generous with you yourself. The universe really acts on giving and receiving. If you give good stuff, you receive good stuff. If you give bad stuff, you receive bad stuff. And I think that this is something you don't understand, and I need to tell you this. If you give good karma, you get good karma. If you give bad karma, you get bad karma. What you give is what you receive. And you need to be more generous and kind with everyone. The more generous and kind you are with people, the more generous and kind people you're going to meet. That's simply all that there is to this whole thing of you protecting yourself. So I'm going to leave your reading here. If you did like the reading, leave me a like, comment, subscribe. If you want to delve more deeper and figure out more stuff within your personal life, I'm offering personal readings, so you can find my website in the description. And other than that, take care of yourself, and I shall see you soon.